Well, putting a value on skills training isn't an easy thing to do, but that's exactly what an economist has done in a newly released study on the economic impact of career and technology education here in Oklahoma. Earlier, I sat down with the study's author, Mark Sneed. Well, Mark, it seems as if there's really been a convergence just in the past few years of education and economic development. What have you found?
Well, that is exactly the description. You know, we used to view education as sort of this personal household decision. You decide where your kids would go to school and you pursue, you know, your alternatives, and it's really this individual decision. But what's happened is, you know, just the competitive world has forced education to become a critical dimension of every state's economic development policy. Now the structure, this how do you structure an education system all the way up from elementary and secondary education through the career tech system, through higher ed. It is a delicate balance, and it's all part of that competitive world we live in today.
It seems as if employers are even demanding a certain type of workforce too.
They are. That, you know, I left out one of the critical elements of the equation. That is employers. They, you know, in some sense, they've always been expected to train employees, but that's not always the best equation. You know, higher ed tries to provide employees with broad general skills that they can take to largely any employer. And then historically, you've had institutions like Career Tech who have tried to focus more on occupational skills that are immediately valuable to employers. And what you're seeing now is that both of these institutions are trying to do more of both of those things. And employers are not only demanding it, but they are suggesting they're reaping great benefits from it.
Now, I know you just have completed a study, a cost-benefit analysis of skills training in the Career Tech system. Take us through some of the highlights, if you will. Let's start off with earnings.
Well, you know, first, these are the career majors. If you know, the study focuses on what is largely the flagship program of the Career Tech system. There are roughly 28,000 students currently enrolled in these programs, and they range from health sciences to information technology to transportation, manufacturing. It's a broad range of skills that students are learning. And the main reason why students continue to seek this training is wages. As you said, it really is all about wages. There are a few things that happen when you get education of a variety of types. You tend to enter the labor force more quickly. Your wages tend to grow more quickly over your working lifetime. The higher your wages, the more you tend to earn other types of non-earned income, interest, dividends, rent, and then it also increases your income in retirement. The more you earn over your lifetime, generally the higher your retirement income. So it just triggers the cycle of wage gains and other types of income gains. And we've seen it in the data for decades, and it is still in the data. And part of the question is, to what degree does this continue to happen into the future? But at this point, we see no reason why education doesn't continue to adjust to the demands of the labor force and of the economy and continue to produce these types of gains. Again, faster entry into the labor force, faster wage gains once you get into the labor force. You tend to earn other types of income to greater degrees, and you have higher retirement incomes. It really is an amazing thing. Education is, you know, you do it once and you reap a lifetime of benefits.
Are there any specifics that just jump out at you?
Well, a couple of them. There are a couple of, you know, there are really two different situations with the Career Tech system. You have young 18-year-olds with very little work experience who are generally in their last 2 years of high school, or either they've just completed high school, who complete a program. And then you tend to have adults who are, you know, on average they tend to be about 27, 28 years of age. They've been in the labor force, they have, you know, they have skills, they have experience, and then they receive targeted training. And a couple of things happen in both of these groups. One is we are still seeing clear wage gains for 18-year-olds who enter the labor force. If you look at the data, they earn typically $1 to $2 per hour more than the same age students who only have a high school education. They are seeing clear increases in their entry-level wages. And that, you know, it may not seem significant, but these are large market increases for these students. And then you have, you know, older, more experienced workers, and they tend to reap even larger initial wage gains from this. And what I would argue is the most, I would say the most visible and noticeable and immediate impact is this fact that they do enter the labor force faster at higher wages.
Now, we've talked a little bit about the individual gains, but this is also it can play out throughout a community, throughout the state. Talk to me about that.
Well, that's where the numbers can get quite large. If you are convinced that education does produce additional wage gains, and I think the data is almost indisputable that it has produced these gains for decades, and they're still there. When we look at survey data, it's clear. So when you extrapolate this across 20,000 students, the group we looked at in fiscal year 2011, more than 16,000 students completed a program and entered the labor force. And when you estimate these gains over their working lifetime, the big picture number, the magic number, is that it tends to add about $3 billion to the lifetime earning stream of these students. It's a big number, but nonetheless, it's about $200,000 per student over their lifetime. And this is fairly consistent with the gains we see in wage data, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to the present.
Now, we've talked about the monetary part. Are there other benefits that this type of vocational education can offer for people? Yeah,
there are a range of benefits. In fact, all we're really focusing on is the direct wage benefits, but a number of things happen. They enter the labor force more quickly. They tend to move into managerial type roles more quickly. They have lower unemployment rates. They tend to work more hours per year. They tend to work longer in their working lifetime. They tend to use fewer social services. I mean, the list goes on and on. It, in general, is just it's a cumulative positive benefit, not only from the financial side, but from the social side, and then it spills over into government. Not only are you contributing more tax revenue, but you're consuming fewer social benefits. It's a marvelous thing. Education, we all seek education because it is this seemingly magical, marvelous thing.
And from the state's perspective, in terms of economic development, does this not make us not only more competitive with the states around us, but also globally?
It does. There's this competitive dimension not only within the country but internationally. And we've all talked about the German system of direct job training, specifically focused on creating vocational skills, really high level but detailed skills. And in the U.S., we've always tilted a little more toward the academic dimension of it. And when you look at international studies, I don't think there's a strong consensus other than the best system is the system that works in your country. That's, I think, what we've learned about these international comparisons, is that Germany's approach will not work in the U.S., given the social constraints we operate under, the legal constraints and other dimensions. But the system we've put in place has a heavy academic emphasis. In Oklahoma, the career tech system is aggressively sort of enhancing the academic dimension of their programs. And higher ed is, trying aggressively to introduce more training and more experience into their graduates. One thing we don't have is too many college graduates, but one thing we may have too many of is too many 22-year-old college graduates with no work experience. That's not a particularly powerful combination. So we're trying to push, toward each other and have better trained occupationally students from the career tech system and more experienced students from higher ed. And that seems to be what the business community demands and what seems to be working in the U.S.
So essentially what we're talking about sounds just like pure economic development.
It is. I mean, literally, this is the process. You train students, and they do reap wage gains, but that's not what career tech is all about, or even what education in general is about. When you increase that wage stream over their lifetime, you create additional economic activity within the state. This has spillover effects. This is the growth process. This is what you do. You create a stream of more capable, more highly trained, more well-educated workers who earn higher and higher wages, and over their working lifetime, which could be 40 or 45, 50 years, you create growth. That is exactly how it happens, and it's pretty clear in the data that it is having a big impact.
All right, sounds like some exciting times here in Oklahoma. Mark Sneed with Region Track, thank you so much.
Thank you.